What's going on, guys? CGG Matt back. We are on Bleacher Report looking at an article today. This one is ranking the 3 best trade assets for NBA buyers and sellers. We're still very early in the season, but it is never too early to start talking about trades. It's the NBA after all. Half of our community strives and grows on trades. This one is the Atlanta Hawks. Oh, by the way, I will credit the writer, Dan Faval. Either way, it's a very good article. I read through it already, kind of skimmed through it. I want to go through it with you guys. Let's go. Like, subscribe if you enjoy. The Atlanta Hawks are starting off. The Atlanta Hawks started off. They are considered a buyer, and I would agree, but I'm still hesitant, I guess. They've been playing not great. Not great to start. It doesn't look right, to say the least. Trae Young has not struggled, but he hasn't helped as much as you'd want to see. I don't know. There's a lot of new added pieces here, and it may just be taking time to gel. Porzingis has looked all right in the time he's played. Jalen Johnson looks like he's come back pretty strong, but they listed them as buyers, and they have a first-round pick of Milwaukee or New Orleans. That New Orleans pick is juicy. Zach Risache. I don't know if Zach Risache is on the trading block. I don't know. I think the ceiling for Zach Risache is kind of just really solid role player. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't know if you see a higher ceiling than that. If the Hawks don't see a higher ceiling and they just see a 3-and-D guy, that kind of makes him not replaceable, but definitely somebody who can be traded. But I don't know what's the ceiling on a Zach Risache type of player. Right now, all we can see is 3-and-D because they got Jalen Johnson, Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Porzingis. They got a bunch of guys that can handle the ball, that need shots, need touches. Zach Risache has not really been a feature for them. There's a reason why. They also list another first-round pick, the less favorable between the Milwaukee or New Orleans top 4 protected. Jeez, man, that's a lot. New Orleans is in a bad spot, to say the least. It just makes me realize. But the Hawks being buyers is definitely kind of where I'd be as well. They said that they're willing to make Trae Young work. And although I've seen speculation, I'm pretty sure the No Dunks guys at the start of the season talked about maybe moving Trae Young. I don't know about that right now, but if the course kind of stays where we're at and they're about a 500 team by the end of the year, I don't even know where do they go from here. It's probably dumping Trae Young. And if that's the case, you really don't want to get rid of Zach Risache because there's at least a future, some potential there. Number 2, we got my Boston Celtics. Everyone is listed as a trade target. They suck at rebounding. They lost to Utah last night. Embarrassingly, they got ran off the court because they couldn't defend. They couldn't defend a straight line drive. And if you're going to allow 2 feet in the paint for the Utah Jazz, you're going to allow offensive rebounds. If you're putting so much stress on Neemias Queta or whoever's playing center to be a good rim protector because you can't stay in front of your man, if he goes up to commit to that block, that missed shot is just going to get recovered by one of the 8 7-footers that Utah employs, whether it's Flip, Lowry, who was it? Nurkic hit the game winner. Walker Kessler wasn't even there. They have so many 7-footers, but the Celtics are ass at rebounding. They've been getting horsed every single game on the glass. They just lose the glass battle, unless Josh Minott plays. But Josh Minott has had some defensive miscues. I don't know, ugly team. I'm not exactly sure. They're saying sellers, but they're in such a weird spot because obviously Jason Tatum, But if you trade Derek White, would you trade Derek White first or Anthony Simons first? Because Simons is on the last year of his deal. I don't know if he's a Celtics mold type of guy. I don't know if he's a Celtics system type of guy. And if he's on the last year of his deal, I wouldn't anticipate them to be trading Derek White, who has multiple years left, or Peyton Pritchard, I believe, has 2 years left. I'd rather just see them get rid of Simons and try and get a pick back for that, rather than having to force an extension. What they just need is a big man. That's just what they need is a big man. Pritchard's making dime to dollar nothing, and Sam Hauser's not making a ton either. I don't know. I don't see either one of them really getting moved. I think Brad Stevens has a plan in mind, and it just requires getting a center. And if they're asked this year, then so be it. Brooklyn stinks. Haywood Highsmith, Nick Claxton, Mike Porter. I mean, it's the most obvious sell spot ever. MPJ, valuable shooter, but the contract is heavy. Nick Claxton's a good center. Some team will take a chance on Nick Claxton if they list him as available. And Haywood Highsmith is a decent little defending wing. The Nets are just pitiful. They're just pitiful right now. Charlotte, Colin Sexton. No. I love his fit right now with LaMelo Ball, without Brandon Miller there. I like his fit. LaMelo Ball is not a big rim pressure guy. He's not. Colin Sexton is, though. Colin Sexton is finishing like a madman around the rim right now. I just love the fit, and I would rather see him stay in Charlotte. I'm a fan of his, and I just don't like having him move place to place every year, it feels like. You know, I think Charlotte is a good spot for him, and I like his fit as a six-man because he shouldn't be starting, but because of injuries, he's in there anyways. No, I'd just rather see Colin Sexton stay. They say sellers, which, yeah, I mean, there's some pieces you can give up, but overall, it's a young team. Ryan Kalkbrenner has looked pretty good. I was going to say pretty awesome and pretty good at the same time. Came out pretty gall. The Heat first-round pick, that's not much of an asset. The Heat have looked like they're going to be like around 500. And then Josh Green. I haven't seen much Josh Green this year. Chicago Bulls have been immaculate to start. Ayo, Asenge, and a first. I like Ayo Dosunmu's fit on this team. He's bulked up a little bit. He's got a little bit more beef on him. He plays well in the transition game. He gets to the basket. I really like Ayo Dosunmu. The first-round pick or later, I mean, yeah, if they're buyers, they're buyers. But what asset? You know, this is a team that it's like I'd rather see the internal development before we go and buy. I'd rather see some baby steps. If this team makes a 6 seed this year, because I don't believe they're a top 5, if they can make a 5, hell, maybe they make a 5. Let's say they make the 5 seed. I'd rather see that, and then we make a decision in the offseason than bite all in on what we have today and it blow up in our face. I'd just rather see extended success. Senge has high potential anyways, so I really don't know. They've just been really good to start, man. Happy for the Bulls. It's kind of nuts. The Cavs are in a really rough spot. They're bound to be buyers, I guess, because this contending window's here. Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen, like the window's open. But Jalen Tyson plays hard. If nothing else, he plays his ass off. He's never great technically, but he's definitely like a very hustle and heart type of guy. I like a Jalen Tyson in my lineup. DeAndre Hunter, I think, is in the last year of his deal, so that makes sense. And the first-round pick. Yeah, you got picks to fling. Why not use them if you're in a contending window? Dallas, burn it to the fucking floor, dude. This team is hard to watch. No point guard play. No center play to an extent without AD. Just a shit ton of wings who turn the ball over a lot. Not a great watch. A bunch of firsts and Derek Lively. Why would they be buyers in this situation? I don't know. Nobody's healthy. You're banking on Kyrie coming back and having like instant impact, and he will. He definitely will. But will it be too late? I have no idea. I just don't like this present team. I really did on paper before the season started, but it just hasn't worked out. Buyers is definitely a little bit bold for them. Denver Nuggets, they're definitely buyers. I mean, they ain't sellers at this point. A couple of picks and Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson, I don't think, has gotten an extension, so that would make sense to trade off him before he needs money. And then 2 first-round picks. If there's something out there that you can go get, press every button possible. I know Cam Johnson hasn't looked great, but we're hoping for a turnaround there. He's too good to just be this bad now. Pistons. Ron Holland. I know you're buyers. He is your top asset. They are correct here. Very correct. Ron Holland is the top asset in Detroit, not named Cade. But that's healthy. Jaden Ivey's probably got some... Jaden Ivey, Ron Holland's value pretty close. I think Ron Holland has great hands. He's top 10 in steals, I believe. He's playing pretty well. Like, he's not upper echelon of year 2 guys. But this is a guy who came in really raw, not a ton of experience. And he's just getting better, and he's putting in effort on defense, which that's like half of it. Beef Stew has played pretty well, I think, so I'm not hating on that. If they're buyers, what are they going to get? Booker? I mean, that feels just very rushed if they do. I don't hate it, don't get me wrong, but we'll see. Warriors, buyers, 100%. Brandon Pajemski, the guy who said, I want Curry and Draymond to leave the franchise to me. Imagine they're just like, yeah, bud, door's over there, bud. That'd be hilarious. 2 first-round picks. Brandon Pajemski, yeah, those are the assets they got to play with. Chips they got to play with. Houston. It's Reed Shepherd. Where is Reed Shepherd? If they're where is Reed Shepherd? So, I mean, he's still young, but they just, I have no idea. I don't know. Tari Eason, yeah, I think Tari Eason's just really, really good. I like him. Obviously, he's struggling offensively, I believe, but I don't know. There's defensive talent there. A bunch of first-round picks. Just a bunch of first-round picks. They own Phoenix at 2027. That's nuts. Yeah, the Rockets are in a pretty decent spot, all things considered, to be honest. You got some young guys you can move. If you really want to move one, you'd have to move Reed or Tari. You know, you even have some contracts you can move too, like if you want to move DFS's contract or Clint Capella's deal to attach that with a young guy. Like, they can make some stuff work. They're in a decent spot, even without Fred VanVleet. Like, they're still putting up a fight every night, and they're tough defensively. We know that. Pacers, Pascal Siakam. This would be the absolute sell. Boy started to go there. Jarris Walker is young and interesting. Got yammed on by Giannis yesterday. Feels bad. But Jarris Walker is an interesting player to me. He shot pretty well from 3 last year. Benedict Mathurin, I don't know. I think they like Benedict Mathurin a lot. I just don't think they're going to make any moves. Of course, Pascal, if you're looking to sell. I mean, Pascal's going to be wanted by a million teams. He's so underrated. So great. No matter what role he's in, transition, half court, he had 8 assists in their last game, I believe. He's playmaking. Like, he had a couple of nice drop-off passes to Isaiah Jackson. The season's already over for Indiana, but I don't think that they're doing all of this. I mean, they are sellers, if anything, but, like, I don't know. I like Quentin Jackson, though. Quentin Jackson's been balling out recently. He's got an opportunity. He's made it work. Clippers, John Collins, and some first-round picks. I have no idea where to go with the Clippers. I have no idea. I believe that there's tons of talent, and everyone just sees that. Are they that good, though? Not at the moment. They're 100% buyers because they're in this window right now. I mean, yeah, that's your top pieces right there. A couple of first-round picks and John Collins. If you want to throw them around, you can, but I don't know who's available, especially that they need. Like, they don't need guard. They don't need guard play, really. James Harden's there. Like, you know, what position do they need? They have wing, Kawhi Leonard. I don't know. Where do they even go? Lakers, yeah. Austin Reeves is probably there to stay after he's played so well. I'm not actually sure if he's there to stay, to be honest with you, actually. I know I just said that, but, like, when Luka and LeBron are back, especially when LeBron's back, it's like, what are we going to do about that defense? It could work. I mean, they're just going to have to run it and see how it goes. Right now, everything looks great, though, so, I mean, I don't think they're going to move anything. You know, Nick Smith Jr. is giving them 20 pluses, you know. They don't need to do anything as of right now today. But Austin Reeves is definitely their top trade asset. But, like, LeBron is just such a question mark. I don't know. I guess we're going to have to wait and see it out, kind of. Grizzlies, Ja Morant should be in here. We'll leave Ja Morant off the board for now. I don't know. On one hand, I believe Coach Isalo is right. Isalo, he is correct. Ja Morant needs to show more effort. His athletic abilities, I mean, they're still there. He can jump still, don't get me wrong, but, like, nagging injuries have nixed a little bit of his athleticism. His quickness is still there, but his burst isn't. Like, his jumping ability is still there to an extent, but he's not as explosive, it feels like. After all, he's not a good shooter. He's never been a good shooter. I mean, that's just a given. He hasn't really improved on a lot since, like, the early days. You know, you need a more consistent jumper, and he's the worst three-point shooter in basketball right now, I'm pretty sure, by percentage, like 14%. It's brutal to watch Ja Morant play basketball right now, and that's a guy that I really enjoy. You got a random first-round pick that's complicated. That's quite the description. Jalen Wells, who got some Rookie of the Year votes and is just a nice 3-and-D guy. And then an Orlando 2031st. There's some pieces there, but I don't know, man. Ja Morant's got to be gone at some point. The leash with the coaching staff has to be, I mean, it's like this, you know. The rope is as tight as it possibly can be, you know. There's no more give. The Heat buyers Kel'el Ware and Kasparis Yakachionis and a first-round pick. If the Heat are buyers, the Heat are buyers. I have no idea what their lineup even is on a day-to-day basis. They started Kel'el Ware some games. They don't start Kel'el Ware some other games. You know, it worked really well against, I forget what the last game is against. But, like, I don't know what their lineup even is considered on a day-to-day basis. Kel'el Ware has obviously shown high highs, but again, going from starting lineup to bench doesn't necessarily paint a great picture. I am a fan of his, though, like a very big fan. And then Yakachionis, we haven't seen much of in the NBA right now, like in terms of in the game, but he has shown a ton. He was decent in G League, or not G League, Summer League, pardon me. And he showed a little bit. Kel'el Ware was a really good player last year down the stretch. Got to see it turning around for him, though. Milwaukee, you'd think it's Giannis, but it's Kyle Kuzma. The Bucks have been playing some fun ball, though. Kyle Kuzma stole them a game the other night, or at least helped. So there's some value there. Shout out to Ryan Rollins for saving their season, honestly. If Ryan Rollins doesn't show up the way he has, I don't know what Milwaukee's doing right now, because their guard play without him was definitely one of the bottom ones. Shout out to Derry Bird, too, no disrespect. Robbie Dillingham, Terrence Shannon Jr., I think, no. The Timberwolves are definitely in a contending window, and they got to maximize it, but you need a point guard. Maybe this is a Devin Booker team. I have no idea. They need a guard, like a real starting caliber guard. Conley is good, not great. He'd be a fine backup, but he's starting. Rob Dillingham clearly doesn't have the coaching staff's trust. He's not playing a ton still. He is getting PT. It's not like he's blowing anybody away with it. It's only 15 minutes a game, I think, for the first 5 games. Like, that's not what you want to see from a guy that they took in the lottery last year. And a guy that had high hopes. You know, everyone had high hopes for Rob. I really like Rob Dillingham. I think he just needs a better situation. I don't know if it's a situation thing or if it's just a small guard isn't going to see the floor. You know, it's happened before. We've seen plenty of small guards come in that are really, really tough. But they, like Bones Highland. You hope Rob Dillingham's career has a better path than that. Terrence Shannon Jr. is obviously another piece who's played kind of well, you know. If you're a real buyer and you can find someone, I wonder if they propose anyone in here. I don't think they do. But, like, I think they just need a guard at this point. You're in a window, you might as well just go all out. I think that they should buy more. Pelicans. Zion, Trey Murphy, and Eve. Herb Jones is in there too. This team is god-awful, folks. Dumpster fire galore over there. The Knicks, they're tolerable to watch, but not that good. Deuce and a couple of firsts. If you don't want to pay Deuce, you don't want to pay Deuce. I'm pretty sure he's closing in on the end of his rookie extension. Yep, who can run the offense $4.3 million and just $3 million next year. So he's got 2 years left, and he's relatively cheap, and he's a good backup guard option. I think I don't know why they would sell him, though, because they need backup guard play. The Knicks are entertaining, to say the least. They play close games. It's just right now they're kind of figuring it out still. It's early. The perfect team, Oklahoma City. Cason Wallace has been so good this year. I don't even know if you'd trade him. I don't know if there's anyone worth selling Cason Wallace for. You know, he's just been terrific. He's averaging like over 2 steals. I think he's at 3 steals a game last I checked. Just ridiculous. A couple of first-round picks you could play ball with. Yeah, at Sam Presti's got 18 of them. I'm not sure if they're going to everyone always talks about rookie extensions and stuff, but, man, if you can keep this same roster and just go back-to-back with it, whatever, you know. I don't think you would trade an integral piece of that in Cason Wallace when he's already proven he can do it on big stages. Oh, Orlando has my boy TDS. Yeah, Tristan DeSilva can ball. I like Tristan DeSilva a lot. I don't care. You can't talk me out of it. I like Tristan DeSilva. I have since Colorado. I think he's talented. He's got length. He can shoot. That's really good in this league. Like, that's the bare minimum in this league at this point. You want to make the league. You want to be a mainstay. You got to have some size. You got to have some shooting ability. Tristan DeSilva checks both boxes. Anthony Black is a great defender. He's the opposite of Tristan. Well, not the opposite, but, like, he's a great defender. He has good length. He hasn't figured out the offensive side still. I don't know what the Magic are doing right now. They're another team that should just wait it out because we're really not sure what to expect. Shout out to Alex Sarr in the background of that picture. 76ers. Oubre McCain, who isn't playing tonight, I don't believe, at the time of recording. I'm recording this the night before. Clippers first-round pick. I think that, yeah, they've been great so far, man. I don't know what they want. Bogdanovich is currently the only player. Okay. I don't know if they're going to make any moves either because, like, yeah, you could go out and get a center, I guess, to fill Joel's spot, but, like, Adem has been playing well and Drummond can eat some minutes. I really like Adem. But, like, also, there's just no real point. You know what I mean? They've been playing really well to start so far. Guard depth isn't an issue. I mean, even though Tyrese Maxey's playing 40 minutes a game already, Nick Nurse is on demon time. Actually, I think at the top 3 in minutes played, it's 3 76ers players. It's Oubre, it's Maxey, and it's somebody else. It's VJ. They're in the top 3 in minutes played per game. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. They're pressing their starters hard, and I guess I guess you could make this move if you really need depth that bad, but they've been playing fine. Just keep going. They are buyers, though. They've been having a hell of a start to the year for them, man. Phoenix, Dillon Brooks, Ryan Dunn, and Rolls Royce, all their wings. Just fucking all of them. Get out, all of you. Ryan Dunn, I've seen him dribble more than ever this year, it feels like. Don't know about it. Dillon Brooks is definitely he's a piece. He's a guy that probably should be moved. A veteran, a guy that can really impact a winning team. The Suns are not that. Even though Mark Williams has looked very good, tip the cap, you know. And Ryan Dunn, I'm a fan. Even though, like I said, I've seen him put the ball on the deck more times this year than last year, and it's because there's nobody there to take it away. Portland, they're trading Giannis. No, it's actually not even Denny Avdija. It's just a bunch of first-round picks. Ever since Thiago Splitter has taken over, they've played faster. They've been more offensive-focused. They lost a shitty game to the Lakers last night that I was very unimpressed by the Portland Trailblazers' effort in that game. That made me very mad. Nick Smith Jr. was dicing them, getting to the basket at will. That was a horrific loss, to say the least. Ayton was deep frying them. But Ayton always plays well in revenge games. It's about the other ones for him. But I was just disgusted by their effort last night, I can't lie. Even though somebody on their bench had a good game. Forget who that was. Sacktown, everyone, Keon Ellis, Malik Monk, Zach LaVine. Malik Monk was thought to be on the trade block before the season. So, yeah, he's still there. I don't think anything's changed. Zach LaVine, of course, he's on a big deal. You know, if you want a big contract and a scorer, that's your guy. You know, if he was getting paid $25 million, Zach LaVine would be sought after by every team in ball. He's making $49 million or whatever. It's a lot harder to find a trade partner then, you know? Keon Ellis is a guy that every contending team should call about. He's a guy that can play. He's a 3-and-D guard. He's kind of like Case and Wallace, but like a discount Case and Wallace, you know? Like Case and Wallace at home, you know? Kind of in that same breed where it's like that defense first and shooting point guard. Spurs, Castles played so well. The nickname I had for him was the D-Cell from hell. The guy will get downhill, and then it feels like he just freezes time on one leg. And then he still has a second step, by the way. Like, the guy freezes time when he gets into the paint, I swear to God. And then he elevates better than a lot of other guards do. I mean, I'm pretty sure he can vert dunk. Ridiculous. And then 2 first-round picks. Stephon Castle has played pretty damn well. I mean, obviously, there's a little bit of a confusion there with their guard situation with Castle, Harper, Fox. Who's going where, I don't know. But Stephon Castle has played pretty well to start the year. And that deceleration around the rim is just beyond ridiculous, and it's not fair. Toronto, Walter, Wiener, and Ochai. I mean, Ochai Agbaji on a contender would make a difference. He can shoot. He defends a little bit. Ochai Agbaji plays hard. I like him. Grady, I think that's just a we don't want to pay him thing, which is tough because Grady can ball. But he struggled this season out the gates, I believe. Jacoby Walter, I don't even know. I don't know where the Raptors are going. I don't know what they're doing. They are hard to watch some nights. They don't defend that well for a team that should be better defensively. I think Jakob Poeltl's out tonight at the time of recording, so that doesn't help either. They're a hard team to watch. Even though I heavily supported the Raptors going into the year, I said they were a dark horse playoff team. I don't know. It's been a weird start. It's still early, very early. But Toronto's been a hard watch, to say the least, to start. The team that kicked my favorite team's ass last night without Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler is terrific. I like Walker Kessler a lot. He's great defensively. He's a hell of a rebounder. And he's growing offensively. Like, he shoots jumpers. He shoots threes. If he can lock in and knock down the threes, you're talking about a completely different player. He's terrific. I really like Walker Kessler. He's a great offensive rebounder as well. Lauri Markkanen, most points in the NBA on catch and shoot. You know, he loves to come off screens. He's a guy that is much better as like a third option because then he can move without the ball effectively. You know, if you get him on a team let's say Boston, I don't know, hold on. Let's say healthy Boston, he joins Tatum and Brown. Eyes are going to be on Tatum and Brown. Lauri Markkanen's free to run around the court. I mean, he's basically 7-foot Curry is kind of how the Jazz treat him, and it's kind of what his skill set is to just off-ball run him around like a madman and get open shots. Also abuse mismatches down low. Reminds me of like a more polished Porzingis with dribbling the ball. I'm a huge fan of Lauri Markkanen. I think a team would scoop him up and they would really value him. He can shoot the ball well. He gets to the line. He's been getting to the line pretty well this year too. Much respect to both of those guys. Markkanen and Kessler are difference makers if a team wants them. Also, Keontae George. Keontae George has been pretty damn good to start this year too, even though he's been inefficient, but he's been killing. Wizards. Kispert's been in trade rumors for 5 years now. I don't know how long he's been in the league. It feels like it's been 10 years. Justin Champagnie, McCollum Middleton. If you want a vet, you go get a vet. I think the Wizards are decent, watchable, and that's a compliment. They haven't been watchable the last few years, and they're watchable now. That's a tip of my cap right there. I don't know. I don't think they're good, but they're watchable, and they have a foundation. I like where we're going now. If you enjoyed this video, if you have any other thoughts about this article, shout out once again to Dan Favali, something like that. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, comment down below, talk to me down below. I'm going to go catch the game. See you guys in the next one.